Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 16th to the 22nd. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're gonna jump right in, Pisces. This is gonna be a big week for you. Huge, enormous week. You have the new moon in your sign. And as I said in your March monthly forecast, there will be a really strong concentration of planets in just this small, pie slice of the sky, which does include the sun, Mercury, Mars, and the moon in your sign, Pisces. Okay? And the sun, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, and the moon, another stellium, in Aries. So there's a lot happening for you here. This is going to be a very significant week. And also, happy birthday for late Pisces. I want all of y'all to think about how these energies have been influencing you the past month, okay? Especially with just the changes you're going through with these planets in your sign, but also you've got a stellium, 3 or more planets, right, in your second house of income, salary, finances, your earning potential, self-worth, self-value, material possessions. That's honestly the biggest concentration this week for you. Like, you will definitely feel this enormous shift. Um Maybe even restless. I mean, you're ready to conquer as this spiritual warrior. The second half of March, a lot more active than the first 2 weeks, and all the planets will be direct. Mercury, that's been retrograde in your sign, is going direct. And so it's that's happening, but also all these planets are leaving your sign. And your sign, Pisces, you represent endings. And one by one, the planets will be moving into Aries, meaning two things. Again, a lot of focus on money for you. Yeah. But also, it's Aries season. You're going to feel more fired up and ambitious because it's all or nothing for your goals and your dreams and your destiny. Because Tuesday, March 17th, you have Mercury conjunct the North Node in your sign at 8 degrees. So, happy St. Patrick's Day. Secondly, you still have Mercury conjunct Mars from over the weekend spilling over into this week. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication and the mind, writing, speaking, negotiating, even like travel, short distance travel, is meeting up with the North Node again. They're having a conversation about you, Pisces. They're about your mission statement, your purpose, your destiny. But you might already know what they're discussing because Mercury met with the North Node of Fate at 8 degrees on February 12th in your sign. And remember, in your monthly forecast, I said pay attention to that date, February 12th, because something around or on February 12th is going to resurface, and that will be now. And it could come as resolution or a revelation, maybe even further review, but it's Mercury with a North Node. And so you could receive news. You could make a big announcement. There could be, a fated conversation. It looks like one that you might lead. And then remember, Pisces, your energy, you represent dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. They could be giving you messages. And because Mercury's retrograde, there could have been, maybe there's something that you've been avoiding. Maybe a person, circumstance. Maybe there's something that you put out there, you didn't get a response. This is the day, all right, around this time. I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. It's like if you, for instance, I don't know, like message someone on Tinder, y'all matched. You're like, hey, what's up? I'm a Pisces. And they never wrote back. And you're like, bummer. This is when they might write back. So again, there just may be something here. Pay attention to this day because the timing is really great. It's happening around the new moon in Pisces. Yeah. This is on March 18th, Wednesday. You have an amazing new moon in your sign. This is one of my favorite new moons. It's also just one of the best of the year. It's Jupiter ruled. And remember, Pisces, you represent the end. This is a new moon. This is the beginning of the end. There's a new storyline that's, manifesting for you, especially because it's in your sign. It's all about you. All about you and what you want and your identity and anything that you want, right? So the fact that this is such a magical new moon, it can even be very visceral for you. Just remember that you, Pisces, and the moon represent the subconscious, which governs intuition, emotions, creativity, learned behavior. So Pisces energy lets you dream big, okay? It's up to you to make it all real, right? But that's why it's really important to understand the subconscious will really be at play here. And so what you want to do is unroot things, bring them to your consciousness, right? Put your energy out there. And this actually reprograms your mind, okay? A lot of it can be through affirmations or, even repetition, inspired actions that you take. And none of that works if you don't have belief, okay? You've got to believe in yourself. You have to have self-belief. But this is the perfect new moon to create this new reality for yourself. And the sun sextile Uranus on the same day. This again is one of the best new moons because this is also happening. And the fact that you have this is the last time, by the way, because remember, Uranus is moving into Gemini next month. We'll be leaving Taurus. It's been there for, since 2018. So this is the last time you will have the sun in your sign sextile Uranus and Taurus. Unless you, live 84 years longer. But this aspect is really baked in. The sun with a new moon. I mean, you've got the sun, your life force, right? Identity, really connecting harmoniously with Uranus, the planet of surprises and innovation and freedom and liberation and breakthroughs and, awakenings. And Uranus and Taurus, that's your third house. And so you could be really stimulated, especially mentally stimulated. The third house is the mind. Remember, you still have Mercury in your sign as well. Mercury, the third house is his home. So I really, really think that you're going to be inspired about this new path forward. There's going to be money matters involved. Taurus is a finance sign, as well as, even relationships. But there's just something that shows you really might be signing something. You might be making a verbal agreement. You may be making an announcement. You may be launching a new project. It looks like, there may be something online with social media as well. But I love this. I love this for you. Remember, Mercury and the North Node, they're in the mix. Look how close they are to this new moon. And the sun, of course, which brings optimism and confidence and hope. And so there really is something fated with this new moon. And very likely something with communication. And Uranus, obviously, right? He's very unpredictable. So the delivery or the results or the outcome or whatever your, the intentions that you're setting, it could come in ways that you never expect, that you never assume. And it might be you. You may be doing something very, unconventional for you. Remember, Uranus wants you to shake things up, to think outside the box while being your authentic self. So set intentions, put wheels in motion, dream big, and trust the process, and you're going to be fine. I'm like, it's all over the place. And that's the other thing. I am under the weather. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for all your amazing comments. Um, but also, thank you for being you, Pisces. You're my secret crush. Um, the same day Venus will square Jupiter, by the way. This is the only square this month, and it's not, I mean, it's the two benefics. So this is just saying, it's asking you to just kind of find the right amount of what brings you pleasure and not overdoing things or overindulging or overextending yourself. Remember, Jupiter in Cancer, that's your fifth house, okay? Jupiter's exalted here, and fifth house is joy and pleasure. And it's true love, it's romance, it's family, children, recreation, it's procreation. So this is going to be a really like fun time for you. Okay? And also, lastly, we have a minor grand trine. This day, we've got Uranus and Taurus and Juno, Jupiter's wife, connecting, right? Juno's in Capricorn. And then the new moon in your sign, which is the apex, sextiling Uranus, sextiling Juno. This is a portal. This is sacred geometry. All of astrology is, but this is really, really, really nice because it brings a whole other layer here. And it really does show that you will likely really get what you want. All right. Especially with Juno involved. Anyway, we'll talk about more in the second spread, where we talk about the, planetoids, the asteroids, the lunations. But either way, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your sister, Jennifer, whoever, mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and obviously you are going to feel this the most. I'm going to throw in Cancer and Scorpio too. They're really going to feel this. And if you have any planets in your natal chart, 25 to 29 degrees in any of the mutable signs, then those planets are going to be, aspected. You will really feel this new moon. Now, Friday, March 20th. And remember, the new moon, it's a new cycle. So things are going to just kind of unravel the next 6 months, but you'll see it really strongly within the, first 2 weeks of the new moon. Now, Friday, March 20th, this is such a loaded day. This is like a mini reset. This is when you really feel that new era, right? You're really feeling the beginning of it. Mercury is going direct, as you know, and Mercury, even though going direct, will still be in your sign, just to let you know, okay, up until April. But all planets are direct now. They're all direct up until May. So there's so much momentum with that. And then we have the sun moving into Aries, where he's exalted. And so, meaning he does his best in Aries over any other sign for you. And yes, this is the real new year, which I explained in your monthly forecast, and the equinox, right? So happy spring, happy fall if you're in the southern hemisphere. The equinox is when day and night are perfectly balanced, celebrated for thousands and thousands of years by ancient cultures, many that saw the equinox as the balance between opposites, light and dark, life and death, and so forth. And the Great Sphinx, by the way, faces due east directly into the rising equinox sun. Stonehenge and other megalithic sites calibrated equinox alignments. And so I want you to grasp how big of how important the equinox was, okay, for before they changed the calendar system. But equinox is such a big deal. It was so meaningful for so long because it represents this cosmic balance, new cycle, new timeline, one that we have never experienced, by the way, with the sun, Neptune, Saturn, Venus, Chiron, Eris, and the moon all in Aries this day, with all planets direct. So everything that you released or reevaluated or experienced since the lunar eclipse on March 3rd, the one in Virgo, they all brought you to this moment. Remember, this is the 0 degree Aries point and the equinox, the beginning of all beginnings. Everything comes to life around this time, including you, because the equinox is renewal. It's this rise of energy. You're gonna feel this rush, this fire in your belly with more confidence and perspective, especially through the weekend, because you have an enormous concentration of planets saying, I got you. This is Aries energy. This is go big or go home. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. And remember, Aries is the I am of the zodiac. And this matters because everything is neutral. It's why polarities exist. So I am gives you power to choose your perception of reality, how you face any challenges, speaking and believing any affirmations you choose for yourself. I am fearless. I am courageous. This is all about you. And it's go time. Okay? No breaks. To know thyself, to be fully present, ready to initiate for the next 4 weeks, which is Aries season. And again, Aries rules your second house. So it's all about you and your self-worth, self-value, bringing in that confidence and money and finances. And remember, you have Venus, the planet of love and money, in Aries in your second house. So there's something here for you, okay, with finances, but it's also just this energetic, entrepreneurial, pioneering spirit that you will embrace. That's that Aries energy. So don't live a little, live a lot. This is all about moving forward. All right. Now, Saturday, March 21st. This is amazing. You have Mars in your sign that's going to trine Jupiter in Cancer. It's 15 degrees. One of the best days of the year. This is, and one of my favorite, personal favorite aspects. But this, you have Mars in Jupiter's sign, right? Jupiter's your ruler, your native ruler. So there is this nice reception here. And this aspect just happens to be right after the new moon, just days after, right? Talk about divine timing. Because the new moon says, make a wish, Pisces. And Mars trine Jupiter says, oh, we're going to make that wish happen. Mars, that gives you drive and determination, with an exalted Jupiter, Jove, who helps expand and brings luck and abundance and wisdom and profit, right? In your 5th house, which is joy and pleasure. And it's family and love and children and procreation, like I said. It's also recreation and hobbies. So a lot of y'all could be taking some of your hobbies and finding ways to, monetize off that. There is something entrepreneurial here for you as well. But I love this for you. A lot of home and family energy that you're still feeling. And remember, Jupiter hasn't been in Cancer since 2014. So this combo, like what's happening here, we haven't had in 12 years. You are going to feel strongly supported. So just be open to opportunity. There's just all around you, okay? Remember, what you seek is seeking you. And it will be the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and you. And then thrown in Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the earth signs. That's going to feel this the most. If you have any planets 12 to 18 degrees in any of the water signs, in your natal chart, you're going to love this. Another thing that's happening that's not on the whiteboard, but I'm going to tell you about this. I was going to talk about it next week, but I really think that you're going to appreciate what's happening for you this weekend. First of all, the moon is going to be exalted in Taurus over the weekend, so that's really great. More money stuff for you, more like your values, and it's a great weekend to treat yourself. Okay, now Sunday, March 22nd, the Sun will conjunct Neptune, and this is happening in Aries. As you know, Neptune is your modern ruler, but the Sun conjunct Neptune at 2 degrees Aries. This is the first time since 1861 that we've experienced this. So nobody on this planet has, unless you're a vampire or one of those, sharks that live a long time. Anyway, this is just so transcendent when you have the Sun conjunct Neptune, but this is going to be a very different feeling for you. We've had the Sun conjunct Neptune in your sign, Pisces, for the past 14 years. When I say you're going to feel a shift, you're really going to feel a shift. Things are going to feel very new to you. And the Sun is just amplifying Neptune's energies. And Neptune represents, is inspiration and creativity and spirituality, the arts. If you're an artist, this is an amazing aspect. But it's very soulful, okay? It's all about your vision as a visionary. So visualize. Visualization, I mentioned, activates new, neural pathways in the brain. This is literal neuroscience. That's why I always bring up vision boards. What a perfect weekend to make a vision board, because we know they work. All right? And you also might get some downloads, have creative breakthroughs. Neptune rules music. Sound, as you know, is vibration. It's healing. So play music that inspires you. This is honestly like there's an element of like seeking what's truly meaningful to you, like your spiritual purpose. Remember, Neptune is in Aries now for 14 more years. And it is that visionary leader, that, spiritual warrior archetype. So know your quest, know your vision, connect with the divine within you, and go forth. Go forth. This is amazing. And a lot of it will have to do with finances, relationships, things that you own, your values, also self-worth, self-values. So I love this. And it does look like, you maybe have a very social weekend too. You may be connecting with others in a pretty big way. Remember, Saturn natively rules your 11th house. That's a lot of it's groups, it's your friendships, it's organizations you belong to. There may be something here with social media as well. Let's get started. Let's see what is going on for you, Pisces, for March 15th to the 22nd. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yeah, Pisces. Mm-hmm. Pisces, what a day. What a weekend. What a morning. Like, daylight savings always throws me off a bit. But you see that, like, you're going to see that there's more sunlight. It was getting dark at like 4 p.m. every day. Like, anyway, which is why a lot of my videos were just at like night lately, but it really wasn't. It was daytime. Pisces, I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading if we need to pull clarifiers. Oh yeah, we will. I love y'all. I'm just very excited for you. This is a really great week for you. But you are going to have to, take inspired action for a lot of these changes that are just waiting for you to, activate them. But anyway, Let's see. Okay. Okay. You are. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This feels like you're going to have a little bit of a journey this week. You do have that Nine of Wands. I don't mind it. You know, the Nine of Wands, it really is like the don't give up card, right? It's like just hanging in there. You've already come this far. Um, so it's good. It's like self-preservation. It's you're not letting anyone take anything from you. But when you look at your entire spread, there does feel like a little bit of are you really are you at a point in your life where you won't let something go that you you're really fighting hard for that when you know deep down inside it's really not something you want. Keep that in mind. It might be something with career or work, okay? um Not only are wands highly associated with like career, profession, enterprise, etc. I mean, wands are your passions, a lot of creative energy as well. But this card is a Sagittarius card. This is Moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius does rule your 10th house of career. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And for a lot of y'all, it's gonna be with that Two of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. It's gonna be worth it. So you have to decide: am I holding on to something that I know that it's probably it's probably time for my new era? Yeah. Well, you let it go. You got options, okay? And it's, the other way around too. Like if you are fighting really hard for something that you know is your path forward, you're not going to let anyone, like you're very vigilant here, right? You're not going to let anyone take away your wands. Good for you because opportunities. So this is more like for you to decide with that Two of Pentacles. That kind of changes the game because the Two of Pentacles, this is showing there may be something new here. In terms of, yeah, he's the juggler, right? In terms of like juggling two different options, two different opportunities, something that has to do with money and career. They're Pentacles. Remember, Pentacles are a physical reality in general. So there's something, it could even be like, you know, responsibilities. It could be, relationships, whatever, wherever that energy is for you. But it does feel like something needs to ground a little bit. Okay. Something needs to be, there needs to be prioritization. I can't even say the word. Um, and that's because it could be the fact that you can't take on everything, right? This new moon's going to open so many doors. And so it's a matter of deciding what am I going to prioritize over something else, okay? You get this star in your challenge area. So remember how I said you have to have that belief, that self belief. I mean, it's right here, okay? There's something here where it's the star is, all about healing and wisdom and growth in your world. All right. It's in your challenge area. This is the stars aligning for you. So, is there something here where you feel like you are not being your authentic self? Where there are some things that you may feel a little bit like, is this it? Are these the only opportunities for me? A, remember, this is just a weekly reading. And B, again, there may be just something here where you just have to put a little bit more priority in one area of your life that you want to have, where, all the energy or, most of your energy in. Okay. But that self belief is important. You have that Five of Swords in your crown. So there may be some not seeing eye to eye with that Five of Swords. With the Five of Swords, you see the clouds are a little jagged. You see the two people walking away from this figure here who's got a smirk on his face. He's got a little bit more swords than the others. So it looks like there might be. Remember, I said, like, you might have some conversations. There may be some things that, well, on your mind too. You may have some conversations. You may have a lot in your mind where it's in a place where you don't need to be. It's almost like taking up too much headspace. There's something like guarded here. And because look, he's a little, too vigilant. He doesn't really trust others. Right? Same thing with the Five of Swords. Like, he's, in the end, not the winner. Because look at what happened in this situation. The two people walking away from him. Like, can you drop the swords, right? Can we have diplomacy in this situation or relationship? And again, a lot of it can just be up here. And then you have the Four of Cups, which is a card of, saying that you might not be really happy with what's being offered to you. And you see the Hand of Spirit. This is also saying that, this card is highly associated with like apathy and discontent. So I'm not saying you are. I'm saying that's what this card is. So this is really, again, opening up to see what is your path forward. Who do you want to go down this new path with? What do you want? What is your vision for, the future? And so if you look at what's happening here, there's a little bit of like stuck energy. Okay. Like, he's not going to budge. He's going to, swing people away with his sword. He's not budging at all. Yeah. And he is like a rock. You see, he's crossing off his heart too. And so the juggler, he's just in one place. And so there is, again, a little bit of, let's unstick ourselves. But a lot of it feels like maybe this, not knowing of what this new era is going to be like for you, this new you. But eventually, when this is worked out, when you make those decisions, when you feel confident, you have that Three of Wands waiting in your future where he's ready. I call this the green light card. He's ready. He's ready to go explore. He's ready to go, mingle and have conversations and see what's out there. All in the name of self-discovery as well. And 3 is a vibration of the Empress, so there's a sense of creation, right? The birth of new things with this new moon in your sign. So I think that there is a little bit of hesitation here. But the Three of Wands, by the way, is also, that's attributed to Sun in Aries. And so, again, the Sun is moving into Aries. We're moving into Aries season where I said it's like, go, go, go. We're moving forward. So I'll clarify. I want to see what's going on here. Let's look at your stuff. I'm going to clarify some of those. Pisces, if you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. There's so much happening. But this is a great week for you. So I want you to take advantage of that. Okay? I want you to take advantage of what's being offered. Okay, let's yeah. Mm-hmm. You're obviously good. You're obviously good. I mean, the Four of Pentacles. Okay. That's fine. Maybe, because you have so much energy in your second house of finances and money. And soon, next month, you're going to have a lot of focus on home and family. And you already are, but just next month, you're going to feel a lot stronger. But yeah, there may be a part of you that's just, resistant. There is a little bit of, I'm going to show you something here. You got the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, and you can see they're both crossing off their hearts. They're both not moving. So, again, have these moments of inspiration, okay? Unstick, unstick yourself, because you have the King of Wands and your external factors area. This is a king. This is a leader. This is, wands are the, epitome of fire, that spirit of fire, that fire in your belly that I was talking about. So this is really great because it looks like there is something, like he's opening doors for you. You have someone on your side, someone who has power, that can make things happen for you. And remember, wands, just think your passions, okay? A lot of work energy, but think passions. You also have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot of y'all may have that on your mind. Like, yeah, I want to get to this spot where I don't have to worry about money or finances or anything. Like, I'm in a good place. She's very, self-sufficient. Yeah, she earned her spot here. She worked her way to just, you know, luxuriate in her garden of luxury and abundance. And you can get there. You can get there. Um, it looks like you will. You have the Ace of Cups in your final outcome. As we know, the Ace of Cups, aces bring these new opportunities, new chapters, just this new phase. And it's the biggest cup in the deck. Cups are love and emotions and feelings and relationships and intuition, all of that, all of that. But this is nirvanic, it's rapturous. So you're moving into something new, as you can see. Something very new is coming. And it is something where it's so emotionally moving to the point of tears, like tears of joy, right? If you think about the last time, something happened where it brought you to tears, maybe, having a baby or getting your dream job or getting proposed to, whatever it is, something's opening up for you. Something's coming your way. And it's the universe saying, hey, we're going to give you this new moon. We're going to give you these opportunities. Just move with that energy. Because again, this is a lot of like feeling stuck. And so if you do feel stuck, that's part of the process. Well, to unstick, but to really understand why you feel that way. Yeah. Why you feel that way. A lot of it may have to do with finances, with the Two of Pentacles, that Four of Pentacles. But remember, there's that sense of, believing in yourself. Also healing, the star is healing as well. The star comes after the Tower, right? So there is something here where you may feel it's like it's seeing the glass half empty when you want to see the glass not half full but overflowing. So a lot of this, can be like perspective right there, right here as well. And you'll get what you want. All right. And I was going to see I was going to look at the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify that real quick. Pisces. Yeah. The Hierophant. The High Priest. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. It's just, there's a little bit of, it does feel like a little bit of hesitation moving in certain directions. Remember, you have to believe in yourself. And how perfect is it that the Hierophant comes out? Speaking of like self-belief, I mean, this is someone who is a true leader. People listen to him, but it's the Hierophant. He is someone who is, full of wisdom, And he is that spiritual warrior, and he connects, he's the connector between the divine and our physical world. This is someone who has definitely, people look up to him, okay? They listen to what he has to say. And so I love that here. Yeah, I think it's just being flexible and adaptable and being, optimistic about what's to come. And you're going to be fine. Even the Hierophant, it's all about blessings with him. So you're going to be good. Just unstick yourself. And you have a lot waiting, even with the Ace and the Ace of Cups in your final outcome, you're going to be fine. Pisces, next week, we have, well, there's a lot happening next week. I think a big thing for you will be the Saturn Kazemi. We will have the Sun conjunct Saturn in your second house of income and finances, but also self-worth, self-value. There's a lot happening next week. And then the second spread, the bonus spread. Yeah, we're going to do a spread just on the new moon in your sign. We're going to isolate that. I want to look at that. We'll use the Tarot of the Divine and then talk about the, minor grand trine. Couple other lunations that are really important. So tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. Thank you for being members. Anyone's welcome to join if you like this reading. It'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what's going on, and thank you again for being patient with me as I recover. Y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.